Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A, where we go over all the latest news that happened during the week of mobile and answer your questions live. If you have a question you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. Alright guys, I am feeling better, so more videos should be coming on the way. Did a lot of recording today with the Z Flip. We're going to be doing a 1 week later video, probably tomorrow or Tuesday morning, so stay tuned for that, and definitely some smart home tech coming soon. Got a lot of shots today that I thought were really cool, and really excited to get started on this, and add everything that I want to. Doing some final touches that'll be really cool. Alright, now let's get to the news for this week. And there was a lot of news, including some really cool stuff done by Phone Arena, so we're going to be going over that as well. They have the S20, and they've been doing a lot of the tests that I normally do, but since they've already done them, I kind of want to go over the results for you and get your guys' thoughts on them. So let's get to it. First of all, Samsung has temporarily shut down the factory that does do all of their Z Flips, Z Folds, and other products such as that. Basically, bendable devices or highest end devices are typically what comes out of this particular factory. They had one incident of a possible coronavirus case there, and so just to be safe, they wanted to shut down the entire factory immediately. So it is affecting more and more. I mean, we're seeing kind of a lot of this in tech. I mean, Apple's already said that they're going to miss their target for March. And it's especially expected that we are going to get an iPhone shortage. It really is something that's affecting more and more. So it's really kind of curious to see how this is going to happen. I mean, you're getting even protests in Korea. Frankly, I think racist ones about people from China and everything like that. And it's a lot of stuff going on. And it's hopefully, you know, tech is something that, yeah, is great, but it's like, I mean, this is it's an interesting time when one country is going through a very tough hardship, and how much it can affect everything globally because of that country's influence. So, you know, people are first and foremost the most important thing in these situations. So safety is of the utmost importance. But yes, it does mean that we're going to get more and more of these delays, so you can kind of be expecting that the Z Flips might be delayed longer, and possibly other devices as we keep going. Foxconn is the biggest one that has had the factory shut down, so that's the biggest one that, again, makes Apple products mostly there, so that is probably the biggest impact that you're seeing. MWC is canceled. We're going to be getting announcements starting today. Actually, I think is going to be the Sony announcement, and then you're going to be seeing all through this week. So next Mobile Weekly, we're going to have a lot of different announcements. If there's one that's really big, we'll go over that in a separate video maybe, but these are going to kind of come out as they come out now. We're expecting Sony and LG, possibly Huawei, possibly others, but we're waiting to see who kind of makes their announcement when. All of them will be digital, though, just so you know. All of those announcements are going to be digital. They're not going to be at an event, just because of everything that's been going on. Speaking of one of those devices, the LG V60 is the one that's coming out. Now, why is LG kind of abandoning their G series? I don't really know. It's kind of interesting to see how this is going overall with that. Like, it's really interesting to see. LG is, I feel like they're trying to rebrand, and I think it might be a good idea for them to rebrand. Maybe instead of even the V series, come out with a new series, you know, come out with the Z series, a cute, you know, whatever kind of thing. But I think it might be a good thing to rebrand, just because I think they need somewhat of a fresh start. But the LG V60 is going to look like this. As you can see, it has a little like teardrop or hole punch in the middle. It's kind of hard to tell because, of course, they always try to hide it with some wallpaper that doesn't show anything but black at the top. And you also have not only this coming, but it's going to be coming with a 5,000 milliamp battery and a headphone jack. So it's going to be the only flagship this year that still has a headphone jack. The really kind of curiosity I'm wondering with this device is hopefully I don't want to say learn their lesson, but hopefully LG just realizes that they cannot be doing a price point of $1,000 or $899. I think this phone really needs to come in at $799 to $699, depending on what they want to do with it. I think if they have the dual display again, like the awesome LG G8X, which we still will be reviewing, I have all the footage, just going to put it all together in editing. But that device was really awesome, and I think really underrated for everything you got. I loved having the dual display, and it's something that I really do miss now. So I really think this is going to be something that really can change LG's look around if they do it the right way. I think having a price point of maybe $799 with having, I mean, maybe, look, you can charge $999 for the 5G version. But $799 I think should be a great price for the starting one, and if you can throw in that second display right at launch, I think that's even going to be better, and I think it might give LG an ability to succeed more so. We'll have to wait and see, though. And this is one of the first articles that Phoneria did. If you haven't checked out Phoneria, it's really great, and they do a lot of great things. A lot of the articles we go over do that, so go ahead and check out Phoneria.com. It's a really great source. And they did a really great article kind of showing the battery life comparison between the 120Hz and 60Hz of the S20 Ultra. So let's get to it and compare. So 60Hz, it got over 12 hours in their test results and 23 minutes of total use time. In their 120Hz version, it is 10 hours and 2 minutes. Now, here's where that's important to note. The 120Hz version, again, this is without any of my tweaks, so of course I will get longer battery life than this because you know me, I know how to do the best battery life saving techniques. The big thing is going to be that it's a bit over 2 hours and 20 minutes. Now, here's the thing. Without that 120Hz, it outlasted the Note 10 Plus, the the S10 Plus, and it was right there with the iPhone 11 Max Pro. But with this drain on the 120Hz, you're getting a less battery life than the Note 10 Plus or than the S10 Plus. Now, again, these were Samsung's top flagships from before, and we knew 120Hz would drain it, so again, it is significant. So you do want to be cautious about this, and this is why I think it was stupid to want the 120Hz with 2K display, because I think it would only drain it further. Now, it might be, it might not be, but it just, you know, it seems like this is already draining enough, and I don't know if a 2K on top of that would drain it even more. We'll have to wait and see how this turns out, but again, this is the results right now. 2 hours difference, it seems to be like, so you decide if you want that 120Hz. I personally do, but I will make lots of tweaks and do a battery comparison, my own, on 60Hz and 120Hz and how much screen on time I actually get when using both of those after all my battery saving techniques. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to that because you know those are coming. Alright, another thing is they kind of found out what we found out last year, and that is the 45-watt charger is not really worth it. I myself still have one right here at my desk, and I actually use it to charge things like laptops and things such as that nature more so than my smartphone, because it doesn't really matter when it comes to a smartphone. So 15 minutes is 32% on the 25-watt charger that comes with your device. But with the 45-watt charger, it's 37%. So you're getting 5% increase in the first 15 minutes. After half an hour, you're getting 62% versus 70%. So after the first half hour, you're really not seeing again that much of a difference. It's 8% difference. That's it. It's nothing huge or anything of that nature. It's 8% difference in terms of a half an hour charge. Now I'm going to go skip straight to the full charge. 59 minutes. 59 minutes. It took the same amount of time to fully charge it, 25 watt as 45 watts. And again, I do believe this is Samsung being very, very cautious with their fast charging, and it's really, I don't believe it's worth it because of the fact that you really, it's not that much of a difference. It's very little, and it doesn't really matter. So in my opinion, I don't recommend anyone getting a 45-watt charger. It's not really worth it. It charges in an hour for both devices, but really where it comes down to is 30 minutes. It's a what 8% difference in 30 minutes. So I don't really recommend it, but let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think it's worth it to buy that extra power adapter for, I think it was about $50 last time I saw on Amazon? But yeah, let me know what you guys think. All right, then I will talk about this because this went off on all my Samsung devices, and as you guys know, I have quite a bit of those. So on all my Samsung devices, the Find My Mobile message came up with a bunch of ones. And I was like, what the heck? And apparently this was something that happened to everyone who had a Samsung device, and Samsung said, no data's been stolen, nothing's wrong with it. It was just an error that happened on our end. So maybe one of their employees did something that they shouldn't have or whatnot, but yeah, that's what seems to have happened. So we'll have to wait and see. Very curious to see. Alright, this was some pretty interesting news, although, again, as I think I've told you guys, I've already canceled my Stadia Pro thing. I have really yet to use this controller since I got it. Really, I haven't really used it. I don't know, I'm just not that into Stadia. I mean, the controller's okay. It's not even really the best one. I mean, for how many videos they talked about the grip of this, I prefer my PlayStation controller. So yeah, for me, I've given up on Stadia. I don't think it's going to be good. I'm very curious. I might do a review on GeForce Now if you guys are interested in that, and kind of let you know my thoughts on it. But Stadia is, in my opinion, not really worth it. However, it has come to new smartphones. So it's come to Samsung smartphones, Razer phones, and Asus devices. Over the past 2 years, you will get it working. So I think that's good. I think it's obviously, you know, it gets to more people. But in my opinion, Stadia for a subscription service, I think you really should have free games, and I think the price point's just too high in my opinion. Let's wait and see how it goes, but yeah, I'm curious to see if people really stick with it, or if Google will even stick with it, because Google abandons everything, in my opinion. They've had such a bad string lately of just banning things. Google Glass app just shut down for anyone that was using it still. You're basically SOL. So that just kind of stuff really irks me, because it's like, you could at least support it. I mean, you don't even have to really support it. You just could have it so that it's okay to use it. But that's what scares me about stuff like this when Google tries it, and Lord knows that their project managers could use some more vision, in my opinion. Alright, Huawei has put a lawsuit against the US ban. So they put a lawsuit against the US ban, and it was automatically dismissed by the district court. So it's not being heard, and basically things aren't changing between Huawei and the U.S. government, it seems like. Again, we don't want to talk about politics here, but I'm just kind of letting you guys know the updates, that this ban will not be lifted, it looks like. And Google just came out with a statement today, actually, talking about that they, are not going to continue, according to the government, they will not continue to provide any future Google services or anything like that, of that nature. Unless the device was before, I think, 2019 in May. That's so the P20 is the last Huawei device that's still getting updates. That being said, it really is something that also Google went out of their way to say, like, hey, you should not sideload our apps on Huawei either, because you have a very serious possibility, and it is true, it is a possibility. I don't know how definite it is, but it is a possibility that you could get a bad version. And, you know, I would say trust your sources. I always get them from APK Mirror. I feel it's a very reputable site, and the one that I've used for years and never had any issue with. But to sideload your Google services, you always have to be careful, because if they're tampered with in any which way, obviously you wouldn't really know. And then finally, I thought this was a very interesting thing. T-Mobile actually hopes to close the merger by April 1st. I think that would be very interesting. Many people are actually pointing towards the summer more so. I do think it'll be sooner than that. I don't know. I was thinking late April, but it could be as soon as April 1st, according to T-Mobile, is what they hope to close by. I really hope this is true because, quite frankly, I want my mid-band turned on my Huawei McLaren phone so that I can have faster internet speeds when I go to LA. So I really hope that's true, and I can't wait for it to happen, at least just for the internet signals, so I can get the low band and the mid band in Los Angeles. Alright guys, that was the news for the week. Again, if you have any questions you want to ask, start asking them in the comment section down below, and I will answer them before the end of the show. Alright. Let's see. Dude, what do you put in your hair to make it show shiny and slick? Okay, well, this is a very, very powerful substance. It's called water. that is all that's in my hair right now. Is just water. My hair is very shiny naturally. Some of my hair is too shiny, and my family members have mistaken it for white hair. But I've told them that's not white hair, it's reflective hair. It's just very shiny up to the point where it's so reflective that if any light bounces on it, it looks white. I told them, like, if it's dark, it doesn't look white. So, you know. No, I'm not in denial. But yeah, so yeah, that's all that's in my hair. But yeah, I have switched to putty. I know this is not a tech topic, but I have switched to putty and something else instead of gel, because apparently the gel was thinning out my hair as I've grown it longer right now. So yes. Yay, smart home tech stuff. Glad you're feeling better as well. Yeah, I feel better. I had a bad cough this past week, and my wife was like, "You have the virus. Get away from me." So feeling better now though. So definitely happy about that. Let's see. It's funny, I have all this smart home tech now popping up on my screen, and like, so I'm getting all these like notifications like, hey, there's movement here, hey, this is happening. I'm also reviewing smart home baby tech. That baby monitor that I got last year, I am currently in the process of reviewing it, and it's very interesting to see the feedback it's given and all that kind of stuff on how my wife, more so than me, is getting our baby on a sleep schedule. Very important, and I definitely feel that we got the best one by getting all the information from it. Alright. Hey Ricky, what's the best watch face for the Galaxy Watch? Thanks. I mean, there are so many. My main one that I'm using right now on this watch is Ilon, ILON _premium. So that's the one I'm using right here. I like it because it is a couple of things. So one, it's it's an analog face, but it has a digital time as well. So I like that too. And it has my date, it has my calories, it has the battery life, and it has my steps, and it has my heart rate, and it has my what's the other one? Weather. So it pretty much has everything you could want, and it looks nice on the Galaxy Watch. So did you say for the Galaxy Watch itself? Yeah, for the Galaxy Watch, I think that one is. For the Galaxy Watch Active, which I finally found after cleaning out some of these drawers and trying to get everything organized, finally found my Galaxy Watch Active 2. Still upset that it got scratched, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, in that one, I did like, because it was all black around, that was the Simple Text watch. And what that was just kind of like a really cool way of telling the time. So basically, this one was just, it tells you the actual time. So it actually says 8:25. So I think that was a really cool one that I did like for that. But yeah, there's lots of them. Oh, actually, this was probably the main one I used on the Galaxy Watch when I had it. So, very nice, simple one. It has the time, the date, and it has the battery percentage, and it has like the lunar section. So basically, what phase it's in the lunar section. So yeah, that was probably the one again, you kind of want to get black around it so that it just kind of looks like it goes off the display for that one. So depending on which Galaxy Watch you have, that's what you want to go with. All right. RICKY, the Android guy. I remember when I used to say that. Yeah, I've been around for a bit. Now it's RICKY, the busy guy. Oh, you're telling me. I did go for that interview, so we'll see if I get another job. We'll see. It's in a little bit of a different industry for me, but one that I think I could actually finally kind of like use my YouTube experience towards this job. So it's a little bit different, but very curious to see if I get it. Always kind of curious to, never afraid to take a new step, especially if it's a company or people that I've worked with in the past that I can really believe in. Let's see. How was it having both the S20 and the iPhone maximize 10,032 in hand? Yeah, it was fun having both of them in the hand. I mean, really, it's just kind of seeing how Apple's really wide and Samsung's very narrow. It's a very interesting dynamic when it comes to that. You have kind of like the Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito thing going on, you would kind of say. And yes, I just called it iPhone to Danny DeVito. But yeah, so that's kind of my thought on it. It was internal test on their system. That's what's up, Ricky? Got it. So it was an internal test on their system for the one that kind of went everywhere. The Moto Z Flip phone or the Samsung Z Flip? Which one do you prefer? Well, I bought one of them. I never thought the Moto would have a chance. It has the nostalgia factor, and it has the screen on the front, but everything else, the Samsung is better than it. The camera's no contest. Obviously, Motorola hasn't had a good camera in years. You know, it was like even when my daughter had the Motos for a while, and it was something that like I didn't like because she didn't have a really good camera. Now she has the LG G8, so really good camera overall. Got her that for Christmas, and yeah, now she has wireless charging and that, so it's just like everything she needs. But yeah, in terms of the Samsung Z Flip, I think it's better in pretty much every way. And I think I'm going to, again, do this in a separate video, but it's really a matter of, did you want more battery life or did you want the bigger front screen? Because that is what it comes down to. Like when I was shooting the B-roll today with the Samsung Z Flip, I saw I could pick up a call while it's still closed. So I thought that was rather unique. Like I could still pick up the call when it was closed, I could answer it and it automatically goes on speaker, and I could just be talking to like this. And the funny thing is, it actually did a better noise cancellation when it was closed than when it was open. I thought that was very interesting, and something I haven't seen any review from any other person that's been reviewing the Z Flip. So that being said, that is what I found kind of really like, okay, so like, yes, people can make fun of it for how small it is and everything like that, but it gets what I need done. Like when I get a Gmail email, I can tap on it and I can read the subject of the email. That's all I really need. If I get a text message, I get the entire text message on there. It scrolls, but I get the entire text message. Or maybe I don't have a long enough text message, granted. But like I get everything I need on there. So I feel like people are being a little bit harsh on that small screen overall. And again, it comes down to this. The smaller screen gave you a bigger battery. The bigger screen gave you a smaller battery. And I think overall, as much as people say they want the bigger screen, I'd prefer the bigger battery. The Samsung, the Z Flip has a good battery life, definitely not on the series of any Plus on any of the big flagships. They all have better battery life than the Z Flip, but it has good. It's good. It's definitely not my Note 10 Plus. My Note 10 Plus definitely beats in battery life. I'm about probably 20% less when I come back from work compared to when I had the Note. So I will say that it's not as good. But yeah, that's my kind of thoughts on it. I can only imagine, again, that the Razer is having way less battery life, so I can only imagine how quickly that one's dying in comparison. Samsung S20 Ultra, how is the camera compared to the iPhone XS Max? Which one is better in your opinion? Well, I don't have it side by side for all the photos yet, right? So I don't want to kind of say that because it's kind of like presumptuous. I've seen other people's camera comparisons online. Phone Arena has one. I think Android Authority just did theirs as well. Like, so there are those out there that have it available. Overall, I think, yeah, I prefer the Samsung ones automatically usually because they are more ready to post. The only times I would say that Samsung doesn't do a good job as the iPhone that I've really noticed is when you have a more light-skinned person and you have a bright light behind them, it tends to kind of wash out. So like if I go really into this light, I might get some like really like it's kind of, my skin is looking too white on the camera. So, and that's just because, again, it's just too bright and it's overexposed. I have it this way because I think this is a good balance since I don't have other light here yet. I will once I have that set up. But that's kind of, again, where I try to make it so that it doesn't overexpose too much. But that's where I think Samsung kind of does overexpose too much. When you have a light in the behind you and then it bounces, it really does kind of, yeah, not good of a thing. So yeah, that's where I've kind of noticed it overall. But everything else, the Samsung photo is ready to post on social media. The iPhone one, you have to put a filter on it or edit it. That's my opinion on it. And it's just because I feel like the iPhone one is for more natural tones, right? And the problem with that is natural tones aren't what people are attracted to. People are attracted to the vibrant tones. We want OLED displays. We want that vivid color. That is what people are attracted to. They're not attracted to basic tones, no matter how much an editor wants to say that that's the right way to do it. It's not what people like. And again, it causes that issue that I just mentioned because, again, it's brightening up the image. But overall, I would say that's the difference. Okay. Did they have to make it April 1st, April Fool's? Yeah, I know. T-Mobile will say they're buying Verizon on April 1st after they've assimilated Sprint. When you ordered the Samsung, are you really ordering from Best Buy? No, you're not. If you order from Samsung.com, you're ordering from Samsung.com. Their supply is completely different from another company. So no, yeah, you're ordering directly from them. You're not ordering from Best Buy. Do Galaxy Buds do live translation like Google or AirPods? No. But what you can do is use the Buds and use the Google Translate app. It's not too different because you still hear in your ear what they're saying. But that's the closest thing you have to it. But if you want the Google Translate full experience, like live translate, Google Buds are still the only one that really does it the best. But you can try Google Translate with just regular headphones, and you can see what you can do in that instance. S20 Plus or S20 Ultra, are they worth the high cost? So, me personally, I wouldn't get the S20 Plus. I don't see a point of it. If you're asking me if I think people should buy them, I've already stated this answer. No. I mean, if you have a $600, $700 trade-in or the BOGO offer or anything like that, then you should. But if not, no. I truly, truly, truly do believe. I believe it. And look, we'll get there in about a month or 2 months. I truly do believe Samsung's going to drop the price by $100 to $200 because they're not going to sell. I've already been to multiple carriers, from Verizon to T-Mobile to Sprint, and I can tell you that they've told me they have had nowhere near the same pre-orders as last year. So people aren't as excited about this one. And yeah, that's it. That's just it. Hands-on, the Z liked it, but screen seems fragile. See, screen seems a lot better to me having had the Galaxy Fold. The Galaxy Fold was the one that really, for me, was definitely it felt fragile. But the Z Flip feels a lot better. Now, I am not, like, one thing I don't get, I don't have my Z Flip with me, it's downstairs right now. But one thing I will say, I do not have the confidence in it, though, to do this, what I've seen some reviewers do. Put their thumb in the middle, and then flip it open. Like, I know, like, I'm just like, I'm not going to press on the plastic like that. So I wouldn't do that. But I have seen lots of reviewers do it. YouTube tech guy with the hair tips. There you go. Any idea when the next Galaxy Watch is happening? Yeah, we talked about it after the announcement. They did push it back. Apparently they pushed it back a month ago. So they are pushing it back to the Note launch. Do you use a PC or a laptop for your desk setup? Both, technically. So what I have that's powering everything right now is my Dell laptop. It's an XPS 15 i7 processor, 32 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte solid state drive. So pretty good, 1050 graphics card. And then I have that connected to an external graphics card, which is then connected to my monitor, which is a 49-inch display. My external graphics card is powered by the Razer Core X, I think it's called. And then the graphics card I have inside of it is I think it's an MSI. Forget which graphics card brand it is, but it's an NVIDIA 2070 RTX or RTX 2070. So that's the one that I use, and I have the. Dang, I forgot what the version I got is, because it's called the Super, I think. Yeah, the RTX 2070 Super. So that's the graphics card I have for an eGPU. So that's what allows me to power everything in it. The Dell 15 is about 2 years old now, and obviously the graphics card is brand new. I got it in the holiday season. So yeah, that's what powers everything. It's a laptop connected to an external graphics card. All right. T-Mobile 5G is garbage. Verizon's LTE is faster. You got that from the commercial? Because I'll tell you, in LA it's not. Yeah, that they got that off of in New York. Apparently one study found that it was faster. It's not in LA. My 5G McLaren is faster than Verizon's LTE. And by the way, Verizon's 5G is a joke. So I'd rather be garbage than a joke, I guess. I mean, that's just my opinion. But yeah, no, I mean, you can't even talk about Verizon's 5G because it's irrelevant. Verizon's 5G in New York is 4 buildings, not blocks, and they won't even let you zoom out because it's so laughable. Millimeter wave is a joke until it is on every street corner, and that is the plan for it, but that's not acceptable until at least 5 to 10 years from now. So low band and mid band is the future for the next 5 years. High band is a joke. Will Note 20 be released with the Fold 2? So we talked about that 2 weeks ago. The Fold 2 is going to be either released in June or August. June, it would mean it would be before the Note. August will be with the Note. So that's when it will be released. Now, there is some talk about the announcement being in July for the Note this year, so kind of 2 weeks earlier than normal. But we'll have to wait and see how that actually plays out, especially with all these issues with the coronavirus. Any word on HTC yet, if they will be making any phones this year? Yeah, HTC did say that they do promise to make a 5G phone in 2020. Their first 5G phone will come out this year. We'll have to see how it works, but yeah. Yeah, I forgot the active got scratched. Yeah, I wanted to return that watch, and then couldn't because it got scratched. In the first 3 days, I think I put a screen picture on it the third day I had it, and it was already scratched. And mind you, I've never scratched another watch I've had. Well, another smartwatch. I have scratched old-fashioned watches. What does Apple need to do for their upcoming iPhone compete with Samsung? Nothing? I mean, define compete. Because people will buy it regardless. And here's the thing that I keep telling people, like, people keep saying, oh, well, Apple needs to have 5G this year. Apple needs to have 5G this year. I still maintain they don't need it. Will they maybe do it because of investors? Yes. But do they need it? Absolutely not. Apple does not need 5G this year. If they make, shared wireless charging, if they make 120 hertz display, if they change it to Type-C, no one would care if they have 5G or not. And if anything, if Apple would do all three of those things, just those three things, 120 hertz display, Type-C connection, and, what was the third thing I said? Whatever. If they would do even those two, and then just say, let's add higher megapixels or more zoom, one of those two things, do you really think they need 5G? No, they don't. Not only that, but the biggest thing is actually, if they don't put 5G, they can make theirs cheaper and undercut Samsung and really screw Samsung up. If I were Apple, that's what I would do. If I were Apple, I would make changes this year and not put 5G on it and wait till 5G goes next year, and then 5G next year, when it's more built up, is more worth it, and then you can kind of have it. So that's what I would do. That would be my recommendation. Let's see. LG normally have their G line out now. What's happening to them? Yeah, they normally have the G series now and the V series later. That changed all last year. Last year they did something really weird where they did the LG G8 first, and they had the V50 right after, and then they had after that they had the LG G8X come out before the holiday time. So yeah, LG is really kind of experimenting right now, and I think they can hopefully kind of make it better with time. Tis music in my ears that even children have wireless charging. Yes, my child has wireless charging. That was all I wanted for her, because not good. Kids are not good with cables, I would say. Bigger battery life, then mirror it to the bigger screen. Z Flip. There you go. Yeah, you can do that. What's the best off vehicle in Need for Speed Heat? Just kidding. Fantastic show as always. I'm like, what? I have not played a Need for Speed game in a while. Oh man, I used to love Hot Pursuit. Those were my favorite ones. And then I really did love the I don't know if anyone ever played it, the Midnight Clubs. I thought those were really cool because it was just like, it was kind of like a real story, and like I felt like I was improving my car where it mattered, or I got to upgrade to a new car and do that kind of stuff. It was a really cool system, and I really wish Need for Speed would come out with one like that. Possibly the new one is supposed to, but we'll have to wait and see how it goes. Let's see. Ricky, I really haven't seen reviews. Do you speed test on the S20 Ultra or the iPhone 11 Max? I heard the S20 is smashing the iPhone in most aspects. Unfortunately, I have not really. Or wait, I'm guessing you mean speed tests as in benchmark tests. If you mean speed tests in terms of internet, then yeah, of course it would destroy it because it has better internet connections. Um, but yeah, I haven't. I didn't get to do. Nor I tried to sideload the benchmark test onto the S20 when I was at the event. Unfortunately, wasn't able to, so wasn't able to get that. Samsung's on to me. I was able to do it every year before. I was able to do it with the S10 and the Note 10, but they stopped me from installing it this year, sideloading it. They're on to me. Speaking of camera comparisons, I saw everything Mac Pro video versus the Max, and it seems Apple have the more vivid colors. Samsung stomped all over the iPhone this year. It seems that Apple have more vivid colors. Samsung stomped all over Apple this year. I'll have to check to see. I haven't seen what the what it looks like overall. So yeah, I'm curious. Although I would imagine that it's favored, obviously, for the iPhone if everything Apple Pro does it. I think it's again an innate thing. I've said the same thing about myself. I always say, you know, in terms of my video, I feel like I don't know if I'm just gravitating towards the Samsung more so. I don't feel so because like I mean I'm sure I am, and I'm admitting that. But like when I see a Pixel versus an Apple one, I'm like, oh, the Apple's clearly better. But when I see the Samsung one, for me, it just looks better. No matter how many other YouTubers say Apple's the top in terms of video quality, I don't think so if you look at it at night, definitely. But they don't do video comparisons at night, so that's a big difference, right? I literally, every single YouTuber that's always said Apple has the best video, they've never done a night video comparison. Ever. Ever. Probably not a good idea to do any pressure incentives games on the Z Flip. Yeah, I would not recommend doing some Fruit Ninja on there. What's up, MFX? Note series launch in August? Yes. Is 120 Hz a reason to be excited for the S20? I would say it's a really good looking display with it. I almost wish that they had put an option for 90 as well. Like, if you could have done 90 with 2K, that would have been an interesting kind of dynamic to kind of see which one is your best one. I get that might have taken a lot more software to do, but I think that's the thing we might go with the Note. Do you know when more mid-range phones are going to have water resistance and wireless charging? A lot of mid-range phones actually do have water resistance here and there, but wireless charging is something that, man, you have to get on an older device. You don't really see it in many mid-range phones. And I'm hoping that will change this year, but God, if Samsung would put that in the A series, it would I think it would do so much better. And not to mention, who knows if their Type-C wouldn't be proprietary. I think it would be proprietary for like faster charging. I think Apple would totally do like our fast charging will be Type-C, but only if it's approved by us, kind of thing. Midnight Club was dope. I always drove by Venice Beach. The only time there wasn't traffic on PCH. There you go. That's definitely true, right? Yeah. My new job, but I would actually be required to go on PCH, so I know all about that. Have you heard the rumored Marvel DC crossover in the comics? I did hear about that because of the whole Dr. Manhattan talking about different universes and all that kind of stuff in their crossover. When the Watchmen crossover with DC and him and Superman really came to blows, or not blows, more of an intellectual conversation that everyone wanted to see the blows, but didn't happen. But yeah, so overall, that's what we'll see how it goes. I saw your post on Twitter playing Toon Blast on the Z Flip. LOL. What? No 51st Date questions? You're right. Before I return the Z Flip, I should totally do a 51st Date questions post on there. Speaking of 51st Date questions, of course, that is the app that I created. So if you do want to help support the channel or just have a great time on a date, download 51st Date questions. The links are in the description down below. It makes a great game for a first date or just an evening out with your significant other. It's always kind of fun to see. You know, my wife played it about 2 months ago, and it was kind of funny how our answers had changed from when we first played it when I was first dating her. Coming on 10 years now. So it does work, and it makes sure that you have a long-lasting relationship because of the answers you get, and definitely nothing else in life. Definitely nothing else. 50 first date questions. Download it. Waiting to see if GTA 6 will be coming out soon. I mean, if PlayStation just does, oh, by the way, GTA 6 exclusive to PlayStation, we win. Like, I think that would be hilarious. But yeah, I'm really curious on the new consoles, and I'm just really kind of curious if PS5 will have either God of War, Spider-Man, or something of that caliber and that level exclusive for either launch or launch year. If they have one of those two for launch, I think it's already over. I really don't see Xbox beating PlayStation this time because of their great for gamers, good, you know, thing for gamers, but the fact that they are not having exclusivities is a stupid business decision. It really is. It basically is like, oh, yeah, you know, you can get the newest console, or you can just keep playing on your Xbox X. Whichever one you want. You know, I didn't get a PlayStation Pro for 2 years because I was like, well, it's the same game. And then I was having issues with my PlayStation, so I was like, okay, well, I might as well buy a PlayStation Pro now. So yeah, so that's my opinion on it, and I just think it's a really silly thing to do. If you were buying a 55-inch TV today, which one would you buy? Budget 2,000 max for a 55-inch? For a 55-inch, you can get a 55-inch for under 1,000 at the best quality. 2,000 is an insane thing. Let's see. I'm just going to take a quick look for you, sir. Let's see. Shopping. Let's check out Best Buy. Because I don't even think you can get all the... That's not a good sale. That's not a good sale. Let me see this. I hate it when they do this. They should do that like, oh, we're not going to show you the price so you're in the cart. I mean, you can get a Samsung QLED Q80, which is 2 levels up from the one I have, for $1,129. And that's, I mean, an amazing quality. Yeah, you can get an OLED too, but I mean, I don't really see the biggest benefit in terms of that, to be quite honest. So yeah, I would say that is a great one to go with. Let's see. Let's see what an LG OLED would be. And I mean, of course, you can just get a bigger display for probably cheaper too, but let's see, 55-inch. Yeah, I mean, look, you can even get an LG OLED B series, so it's not the highest end one, but the B series for $1,300. So, I mean, I definitely wouldn't go too far out there. I would actually wait if you're going to get a Samsung TV, because their new ones are coming out. I can already see the Samsung QLED Q80 for 2020s coming out, and that one had that amazing feature that I showed off at CES. So it's going to be able to mirror your phone in an entirely different way, and you have picture-in-picture again. So that is definitely worth waiting for, and that would be a great one. That's the QLED Q80 for $1,300 normal price, so not even on sale. So that would be a great one to wait for. If you want a little bit cheaper, even the Q70 55-inch is going to be exactly $1,000. So those are the ones that I would kind of lean towards, and those are the latest 2020 versions that are coming out soon. Hopefully that helps. Let's see. The video you did on the vlog ability of the Z Flip was pretty good, especially since it was at night. Yeah, I mean, it's good quality. I'm really interested to see how these cameras on the S20 really are, because the Z Flip really has last year's cameras. It just has this year's software with single take, but other than that, it really has last year's cameras. Let's see. Did he compare it to the night mode on the S20 Ultra? That was super impressive on Samsung's camera this year. I will be checking it out in terms of when I get the S20 to really compare them side by side. I'm going to use the app in Cancun in 2 weeks. Wait, which app? Oh, 51st Date Questions. There you go. Hopefully it works. Will you change your background? No, I mean, this is my actual studio now. I'm going to basically change how things look, especially behind me. I have still a lot of stuff to do to figure out, so, but no, I will not change everything or things like that around. In terms of, like, I'm not going to have a green screen again. Or at least have no plans to in the immediate future. Maybe for some specific videos. I have it right there against the wall, my green screen. Hey Ricky, Note 10 or Note 10 Plus? Thanks. I mean, that is a really, honestly, just matters on bigger screen and bigger battery life. My friend and my wife both love the regular Note 10 size, so it just depends on what you're looking for. I myself, I always need the biggest screen, I always need the biggest battery life. I want every single inch I can get. So yeah, I myself would go for the Plus. But it just depends on if you want a bigger screen and bigger battery life. Or more battery life. I've had a PS4 since launch, had no problems with it, never felt the need to get a PS4 Pro. Exactly. Now, again, all of them work the same compatibility, right? Can you imagine if PS4 Pro had exclusive titles that you couldn't get on PS4? That would make you want to switch to the Pro. That is what Xbox is currently doing on their systems. They're basically saying like, oh no, the new Xbox will have all of the same games as the Xbox One X and the Xbox One S does. So you don't really have to upgrade, basically is what they're telling you. I might need 51st Date app translate in Spanish updated. I never thought about doing 51st Date questions in a different language. Maybe there's a market for that. We'll have to wait and see. The studio will get more personalized over time, I'm sure. Just let him get moved in all the way. Yes, that is definitely an important thing I need to do. Luckily, I might have some help over the next 2 weeks with that, so that will definitely help. I'm very fortunate enough to have great friends that basically are always willing to help whenever I ask them for anything. So it's a really great feeling to always be that lucky. Instead of the green screen, you're going to buy the actual clock and couch from the picture. Don't forget to hang up the merch. Yes, I know. I definitely hang up 2 merch squares right here and the clock up at the top. Do you have a video on the tips and tricks for Android 10 update? No, I never made a video for an Android 10 update overall, so no. The problem with 51st Date questions, though, is if I translate the question, how are you going to know what the answer is? Because then they're just going to answer it in Spanish, right? So then I have to somehow have Google Translate built into it now. Sounds like it needs Rigsby. That's what would make the app work perfectly in any language. Rigsby. Do you think I should get the current Galaxy Watch or just wait for the new one? If you get a good deal on the Galaxy Watch, then maybe get it. But at normal price, no, absolutely not. Wait for the new one then. But if there's a good deal on the Galaxy Watch, then you can consider it. Will the S8 Plus get Android 10? I do not know. I do not keep track of how an old device will get the update or not. The best thing to do is search which Samsung devices will get Android 10, and you can typically find it because Samsung has released publicly which ones they plan on updating. But if they have earbuds and that translate to English, I wouldn't need to worry about it. There you go. 50 first date questions powered by Rigsby, if only. Do you have Android Auto in your car? I do not have it on mine. We did get in my wife's new car, and I might review a new Pioneer. We reviewed it before on the channel, 2 years ago, I think, the Pioneer system. Really great system. They have an amazing new deck that is even worlds better than what they had before. I saw it at CES. Definitely impressed by it. But I'm not trying to go into that right now, simply because as of right now, two things might happen. One, if I do get a new job, I might actually end up trading in my car. So I would hate to put a new system in my car and then trade it in. And the second thing is the car we got for my wife, I think I might change it. So both of those things are kind of making me stop to reconsider reviewing that product right now. Do you think the new watch will have ECG like the Apple Watch? Yes, the new watch will have that. The Galaxy Watch Active 2 has that, actually. It's just not updated. Will the new iPhone be better than the Note 20? Well, I'll have to wait and see. Upgrade the Prius for a Tesla. I would absolutely love to get a Tesla 3. The thing that stops me from getting a Tesla 3 is actually the fact that a lot of the rebates are up for that. So you don't get any rebates if you get a new Tesla anymore, which kind of sucks. Not to mention I would probably get a used one. I'm actually looking into the current car that's my favorite. You guys can take a look at it. It's called the Kira Neo EX, or sorry, EV. That one is an SUV, or crossover rather, that has a bigger trunk space, and it really kind of has everything I could want in one. So that's what I'm kind of currently looking at. And that one gets all the rebates. So you get the federal rebate and the state rebate for California, so I'm very kind of interested in that one. I wish they can make a YouTube app for the PS4. I'm watching on my PS4, and on my phone I can chat. Oh, I get it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, thank you, because that makes me get two views, I guess. But in terms of it, yeah, I really wish they could have some better thing with it. But again, that is where I was so impressed by the new Samsung TVs, because that way you could be watching your TV and have your phone mirror to it, so you can be looking at the front the whole time, kind of thing. But it should have just something where the app, it's very simple, right? The main screen should be able to have your YouTube content, and then it just kind of shifts to the right, and you can even shift it up a little bit to keep the ratio, and then just on the right side have the text. It's very simple. Wish they could do that, but we'll have to wait and see. I use my Alexa Auto to freak out people. How do you freak out people with Alexa Auto? I'm curious. Will there be much difference between 6 nanometer and 5 nanometer? No, it's the law of diminishing returns at this point. Now that we're at 7, 6, and 5, it's not as much compared to the 10 to 7 was a big jump. Do you have good luck video? Do you have good luck how-to video? I believe I have done overall a good luck video and explaining the breakdown of it. I don't remember for which device it was for, but I definitely did do one of those, yes. Hi Ricky, just joined today. Do you know when quick share and refresh rates are coming to the Note 10 Plus? I don't believe the refresh rates are, to be quite honest. The quick share could be coming sooner rather than later, but the refresh rates, I don't believe so. The problem with the updates right now is so hard to tell because Samsung has gone from taking forever to do updates to now doing them pretty consistently. So before I would have said like, oh, you're gonna have to wait 3 or 4 months before some of these settings come to it, like quick take is definitely, or sorry, single take or whatever it's called. I hate the feature actually. That's gonna come to Note 10 for sure, but again, it's when it's coming. It's more of the question. I'm actually watching on my Honor and chatting with my notes. That's hilarious. I set up alerts from my Echo Home before I pick up people, and she alerts me randomly. I see. Oh man. Alright guys, I think we're going to start wrapping up, so fire in your last minute questions before we wrap up. Yeah, some smart home tech, and going to be reviewing the Jabra 75Ts and starting my review process today on the Galaxy Buds. So definitely some videos coming inbound for sure. And yeah, the 1 week review on the Z Flip is going to come 1 week later review. Oh wow, thank you so much, Quiet Storm. You posted my video for good luck on the chat, so thank you very much for that. You are really awesome. I want to thank you again for that. Will the new Google integration of Google be coming to the Note 10 Plus, like Duo phone integration? I could see that actually coming, yeah, because just I see in terms of that, Google and Samsung are finally working together a bit more. I wish they'll keep doing that, but we'll have to wait and see. What happened to the background? The background was my green screen. My green screen is on that wall right now. I don't really plan on using green screen anymore, but we'll have to wait and see how it goes. Also, you guys have only really seen this room at night too, so when I open these blinds, there's a real lot of natural sunlight too, so that'll be great when I start shooting more videos during the day. Did anyone find what was the deal with the alert message? We got one. Yeah, we posted it earlier, and then someone in our chat kind of said as well. Basically, the Find My Mobile posted one. It was an internal test they had going on. Android 11 beta is out. Yeah, and it has some pretty cool new stuff for the notifications. And the rest is kind of like 5G and also foldable phones, but the notification is getting a lot of attention, and I kind of like that. Also, permissions is getting even better with the Android 11 beta so far. Same here. My wife and I got Find My Mobile message and it freaked us out. Yeah. Will the Note 20 be better than the Fold 2? Have to wait and see. I'm very curious on that. I'm very curious because one of those will be my daily driver. Either the Note 20 or the Fold 2. We'll have to wait and see which one. I hope it's not true that the PS5 will be their last system. Hope not. I doubt it'll be their last system. I really think that Google has way too much going on for that. That's why I chat on my notes so I can post links quickly. Thank you. Have to go back and watch the news again. Came in late. No problem. Is Galaxy Buds Plus better than the Bose? I've never actually tried the Bose True Wireless headphones, to be quite honest. I can tell you already it's not better than the Jabra 75Ts. But again, that's kind of the standard in my opinion. I don't think the Sony's, the short time I tested them, were even as good. Jabra, in my opinion, the best ones after all the ones I've tested. Alright. PlayStation is the only thing giving Sony profit. I doubt it. Exactly. Sony's best moneymaker is PlayStation, so I doubt they do anything to mess that up. Alright guys, we will leave it at that. I did get the stream warning alert from aka Don't Get Ricky in Trouble and Don't Get the Wife and Family Mad alert. Definitely for sure. Alright guys, so we will call that a show. Thank you so much as always for watching. Please give that like, thumbs up before you head out. It really does help out the channel, and I really appreciate it as always. Thank you again for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe up there. Make sure you follow us on social media right here. And of course, check out our latest video up there. And right down here, you're going to find the perfect video for you. Or at least that's what YouTube tells me. Thanks again.